Hello friends, in this video we are going to learn about a topic of cloud computing. So first we will understand what is cloud computing, right? Cloud computing refers to the on-demand delivery of computing services such as applications, computing resources, storage, databases, networking resources, etc. through internet and on a pay as per use basis. It provides three main type of service model, that is SaaS, software as a service, PaaS, platform as a service, and as infrastructure as a service. You will familiar with the Google Photos, right? This is a type of storage cloud computing, right? They provide you the storage to store your photos, videos, and many other things, right? There is a Terabox, right? This is also an example of storage cloud computing. They provide you storage to store your images, your um, videos. You can download videos from the Terabox also, right? So these all are example of cloud storage of cloud computing. In this video we are going to learn about cloud security. So you are uploading your images, your videos, and all your data. So how they can be secured, how they can be protected from the various attacks, how they cannot be accessed by other people, how they cannot be open to everyone to use, right? So this is cloud security, how the cloud secures, or how the cloud providers gives you the security of your data, right? So it is cloud computing security, or cloud security is an important concern which refers to the act of protecting environments, your cloud environment, your data, your information and application against unauthorized access, DDoS attacks, malwares, hackers, and other similar attacks, right? So what is cloud security? Cloud security is the set of control-based security measures and technology protection. Means they protect your data through a technology, right? Designed to protect online stored resources. It is designed to protect online stored resources, right? Your images, your videos, they stored on online, right? They stored anywhere in the cloud. You don't know where, so you can't go physically go and protect and secure them, right? So they use a control based security measure and technology protection, right, designed to protect online stored resources from leakage, theft, and data loss. Protection includes data from cloud infrastructure, application and threats. Security applications uses a software the same as SaaS, that is software as a model. So they use certain rules, they use certain policies, they use certain technologies to protect your data. Next we have is cloud information security fundamentals. Means what are the fundamentals to security of your cloud information? It refers to a broad set of policies, technologies and controls deployed to protect data. Means there is a broad set of rules, there is a broad set of technologies, and there will be many more controls by which your data is protected, your applications and the associated infrastructure of cloud computing. Also the infrastructure means it is in the data centers, right? So they also need security, right? And the associated, that is the infrastructure of cloud computing, right? Information security is the confidentiality, integrity and availability of information. This means what is information security? It is the confidentiality, integrity and availability of your information. So what is confidentiality? Confidentiality is the prevention of unauthorized disclosure of information. Means they prevent your information, they protect your information to be to be disclosed in front of unauthorized people, right? That is confidentiality. Integrity aims at ensuring that information is protected from unauthorized or unintentional alteration, modification, or deletion. Integrity, what is integrity? So integrity means your information is protected from from the unauthorized or unintentional alteration. Means the people who are not authorized, means you have you have upload your data, you have upload your image, so you are a authorized person, right? But the other person is not authorized, so they prevent your data, they protect your data from the unauthorized or unintentional alteration, modification, or deletion. What is unintentional alteration is, you upload a video, right? That's a proof, that's a, you have to be shown in the court, right? Now, if anybody is unauthorized and hack your data and modified your video, means change your video, delete your video from the cloud or from the any online resource, so that should be protected, right? So that is integrity. Next we have availability. Availability aims to ensure that information is readily accessible to authorized user. Means that's your information is only accessible to the authorized user. Means you are an authorized person, upload your you upload your data, you upload your documents, so you should be only you only you to be access that information, right? Not any other person. If any other person use this, then this is a security breach. Next we have is cloud security services. So what are the services are provided by the cloud to secure your data or information? First we have is identify any assets to protect, recognize and prioritize crucial components such as data, apps and resources that must be protected in the cloud. So they what they do is they recognize and prioritize your crucial components, right, such as data, apps and resources that should be protected in the cloud. Understanding the important component enable firms to effectively spend resources to adopt suitable security measures and eliminate potential risk. So they they use the enable firms to effectively spend resources, their technologies, their rules, their infrastructure to protect your data and eliminate the potential risk. Next we have is implement security controls. So what is it? Develop policies and technologies for protecting cloud assets, including access control, encryption, and network security. Right. So they develop the policies, they develop the rules, they develop the technologies, they develop the many other things, many softwares to protect your cloud assets. Cloud assets means the whole information, the whole uh, data you upload on the cloud. So that is cloud asset, including access control. They control your access, and encryption also. Many encrypted files, many encryption are there. That is end-to-end encryption we saw in WhatsApp also, right? And network security. Your network should be secure while evaluating provider security features to prevent unwanted access. So with this they prevent the unwanted access, means no one can access your data, no one an unauthorized person can access your data. Next we have is conduct risk assessments. NIST recommends comprehensive risk assessments for business to identify potential vulnerabilities, prioritize mitigation activities, and implement appropriate security measures to protect data and applications in the cloud environment. So what NIST recommends comprehensive risk assessment for business. They recommend the to do the risk assessments. How, what's the percentage of risk? That is 1%, 10%, 10% risk of security breach. They should, so they comprehensive risk assessments for business to identify potential vulnerabilities, prioritize mitigation activities, and implement appropriate security measures. So after the conduct of risk assessment, they implement appropriate security measures. So what are the measures to do more secure of your data, right, to protect data and applications in the cloud environment? Next we have is protect your data. So NIST promotes Data protection measures like encryption, backups, and secure storage to prevent unauthorized access and data loss, ensuring confidentiality, integrity, and availability of cloud-based data. So that protect your data means there should be data protection measures, like there should be encrypted, your data should be encrypted. If your data is encrypted, if anybody attack you or do the attack on your data, he she should be to in decrypt your data, means decrypt the walls, decrypt the technologies which the cloud computing uses to secure your data. You should have backup your data if your data is loose by any of reason, so you can restore your data, right? And secure storage to prevent unauthorized access and data loss, right? By all this we can, what we can do, we can prevent unauthorized access. No one can access your data unauthorized, and your data is protected. If your data is also lost, you can restore your data, right? Ensuring confidentiality, integrity, and availability of cloud based data. Next we have developed incident response plans. Create plans for swiftly responding to and managing security breaches or cyber attacks. There are cyber attacks, so there should be planned how you can manage your cyber attack, right? There, how will they will prevent your data from the cyber attack, minimizing damage and accessing quick recovery. Minimizing damage, if there is a cyber attack, they starting importing your data, so minimizing damage. So there should, how fastly they can prevent, how fastly the cloud provide or cloud security services can prevent to import your data, right? And ensuring quick recovery. Incident response plan describe how to discover occurrences, access their severity, contain threats, and resume regular operation. And how fastly they can resume all your operations. Next we have is manage user access rights. So it is understand by the name. Managing user access right involves restricting identities and permission to ensure only authorized user can access sensitive cloud resources, implementing best practices like strong password restriction and multi-factor authentication. This uh, this this is what we have also implemented in our day-to-day life. That is, we have a smartphone, right? So how many people can access to them? Anyone? Not anyone. You have a strong password to secure your phone, right? And those who know the password can access your phone, means they are authorized person, right? But those who can't, who didn't know or who don't know your passwords cannot be access your phones, right? So they are unauthorized person. Here also you have, you should have a strong password restriction and multi-factor authentication to access how many user can access your data, right? By by this you can prevent unauthorized access of your data. Next we have is secure your credentials. Secure credential prevent public exposure of sensitive authentication information on websites, repositories, or Kubernetes dashboards. To maintain data integrity, strong password policies, secure storage, regular credential rotation, and access constraints are employed. So there are, to maintain the data integrity, what the data integrity, your data should be integrated, right? To maintain this, they use the strong password policies, right? You have seen, use a strong password, use of at the rate or special characters are required, right? So these are strong password policies. Secure storage, regular credential rotation, and access constraints. Means how many people can access your data. These are access constraints, means there is a limited access of your data are employed. Next we have if monitor cloud systems continuously. So basically continuous monitoring in cloud system is regularly monitoring for suspicious activity. If there is any suspicious activity, and if you are monitoring, you can stop them. You can apply your technologies or softwares to prevent them, right? Enable fast responses to security threats. If there is a security threat, and if you are monitoring your cloud system, you enable your fast response, you enables your any quick recovery of your data, by which you can prevent your data to be disposed, minimizes impact of security incidents. Next, we have a follow industry compliance standards like ISI. Okay, industry compliance standards such as HIPAA and PCI DSS ensure compliance with sector-specific regulation and data sensitivity, ensuring cloud provider meet collaborative deployment needs and testing procedures. What they are is HIPAA and PCI DSS are the sector-specific regulations, right? And the cloud provider should meet the collaborative deployment needs. Means there should be, the cloud provider should follow all their rules, all their policies, meet the collaborative deployment needs and testing procedures, all the testing procedures that test the security measures by which they can provide you the best of their security. Next we have is adopt a shift left approach. The shift left approach to cloud security involves incorporating security practices early in software development, addressing concern later, allowing companies to identify and mitigate security issues, minimize vulnerabilities, and enhance overall cloud security posture. Okay? This is an approach by which they can provide a enhanced overall cloud security posture, right? Now we have cloud security design principles. Means what are the principles to design the security of your cloud data? Least privilege. User and system should only have the minimum access necessary to perform their function, reducing potential attack vectors. Like just like there is a least privilege, means user and system should only have the minimum access. There is a minimum access necessary to perform their function. There is not anybody can access your data or like this. There are minimum access which are necessary to perform your functions, means how you have to import or export your data, right? And reducing potential attack vectors. By this, they reduce the potential attack vectors. Separation of duties. Critical tasks should be divided among different individual or systems to prevent fraud and reduce insider threats. Right. So if there is a task, the task is divided into a team. So nobody knows what the other person is doing. Right. So by this they reduce insider threats. Right. If anybody is working on your password, they only know the password. Right. If anybody is applying your password, so this is another one. They are not one. They cannot be by which they reduce their insider threats, right? Your work is divided into many people. You also don't know what they are doing. They also don't know from whom they are doing, right? Third one is defense in depth. Implement multiple layers of security controls so that a failure in one layer is compensated by the others. Best example is security walls. You have seen security wall 1, security wall 2, security wall 3. There are many walls to secure your data. If the hacker or the attacker breach first wall, there is second wall. Again, breach second wall, there is a third wall, right? So there is defense in depth. Next we have is fail safe. System should default to a secure state in the event of a failure, preventing unintended access or breaches. If your system is failed, or if your system is down, your internet is down. So this is what preventing our data, preventing our information from unintended access or breaches in a state of your system failure or the cloud computing infrastructure failure, right? Fifth we have is economy of mechanism. Security mechanism should be as simple as to reduce implementation error and potential vulnerabilities. Means the economy of mechanism means your security mechanisms should be as simple as possible. They should be as simple as minimum to reduce implementation error and potential vulnerabilities. Complete mediation. Every access to a resource must be checked for authorization to prevent circumvention of security checks. Right? You have to log in and write your password again and again, by which they can authorize you that you are an authorized person. Seventh wave is open design. The security of a system should not rely on secrecy of its design but on robust tested mechanisms. Next wave is least common mechanism. Shared resources should be minimized as they can create common points of vulnerability. Right? Next we have psychological acceptability. Security measures should not impede usability, ensuring users adhere to security practices. 10th, we have weakest link. The security of the entire system is only as strong as its most vulnerable component. And the last we have is leveraging existing components. Reusing proven secure components can reduce the likelihood of new vulnerabilities and streamline implementation. So all these are the design principles which are used to design the security of cloud, right? Your data, your information. These all are the principles, design principles by which they they design your policies, they design the technologies to secure data. Next we have some multiple choice questions related to our ppt. Which of the following is the primary responsibility of a cloud service provider? So which is the primary responsibility that the cloud service provider should provide you, right? Protecting data on client devices, ensuring physical security of the data centers, creating client-side encryption keys, setting up firewall rule for customer application. So what's the primary responsibilities? Ensuring physical security of the data centers, right? If they are providing you the cloud security, they provide you all the online security, right? But their physical, but where there are but the data centers, right, is not physically secured. Anybody can go and retrieve your data. So what's the um, profit of cloud security, right? So this is the primary responsibility of a cloud service provider, to ensure physical security of the data centers, right? What is the purpose of cloud access security broker up there? Now there is a cloud access security broker. So what's the purpose of it? To audit cloud application for financial compliance, to restrict employee access to cloud services, to monitor on-premises network activity, to manage and enforce security policies between cloud service consumer and provider. So by the name broker, right? Broker, we can understand what the purpose of a cloud access security broker. So to manage and enforce security policies, all the security policies, and between the cloud service consumer and provider. So broker is like the between one, right? This is you cloud consumer, and this is cloud provider. So cloud broker is there to manage and enforce security policies. Next we have is, which security protocol is commonly used for encrypting data in transmit to and from the cloud? Now, which security protocol is commonly used for encrypting data and translate to and from the cloud, means to transfer your data from cloud to cloud? Which security protocol is commonly used? That is TLS/SSL. Moving on the next question. Which of the following best describe the shared responsibility model in the cloud security? We have security responsibilities are split between the cloud provider and the consumer. The client is responsible for securing the physical infrastructure. The cloud provider is responsible for all aspects of your security. The government ensures cloud security compliance. So the correct answer is A, that is security responsibilities are split between the cloud provider and the customer, right? Next we have is what is multi-factor authentication, that is MFA, used for in cloud security. That is multi-factor authentication. You have also heard the multi-factor authentication in WhatsApp also, right? That is to add an additional layer of identity verification, to create complex password, to encrypt data at rest, to manage user access right. So the correct answer is to add an additional layer of identity verification, right? You have logging to any site, you have a user ID and your password, right? Uh, after input your password, there is multi-factor authentication, that is they send you a OTP on your mobile number, so that is a multi-factor authentication. So this is to add an additional layer of identity verification. They verify your identity. Which of the following is a common risk associated with public cloud environment? Difficulty scaling resources, network latency, data breach due to misconfigured security setting, lack of support for virtualization. So the correct answer is option C, that is data breach due to misconfigured security settings. Next we have is what does the term data at rest mean in cloud security? Data is stored and not actively moving between system. Data that is actively being transferred between devices. Data is stored and not actively moving between the system, and data is stored on removable media. So we have a correct option is A, that is data is stored and not actively moving between the system. So this is data at rest. Next we have is which of the following is considered a best practice for securing cloud storage? Disabling all encryption mechanisms, storing encryption keys with the data they protect, implementing encryption for data both in transit and at rest, and using public cloud buckets with no access restrictions. So correct option is C, storing encryption key, implementing encryption for data both in transit and data in rest. Next we have is what is the main benefit of using identity and access management IAM tool in the cloud? So what's the main benefit to use IAM tool in the cloud? To store user data securely, to perform automatic software updates, to encrypt all user communication, and to restrict access to resources based on user roles and policies. So the correct answer is option D, to restrict access to resources based on user roles and policies. Last question we have is which cloud security certification is commonly pursued by professionals to demonstrate expertise in cloud security? So there is a cloud security service certification. Which one is there? CISSP, CCSP, CEH, and CISM. So the correct answer is CCSP, Certified Cloud Security Professional. Thank you for watching this video.